What's up, everybody? Welcome to a new DIY income tutorials YouTube video. First of all, everybody who's coming to this video after a long time, shout out to you guys. You guys are awesome. I haven't spoke to you guys in a while. The channel is not going to die. Don't worry. We're going to do some Redbubble store reviews. So let's go ahead and get into it. The first review we're going to be doing and the only review for this video. Remember, guys, every video we do is going to be its own individual review. Okay, so I want to be, upfront and honest about that. And we go in depth to each and every one. Now, I'm going to go ahead and see. The first store that we're going to get into is this store from Lisa Kisson. Sorry if I pronounce your name wrong. She says her store name is called Best Teacher. Her goal is to make $500 a month. She has a total of 4 sales and roughly 2 sales this month. Now, I'm not sure when she started because it doesn't show the date here of when she started, but she's got a good amount of designs on here. She has 1,123 designs. Now, just to see what products sold, we can go over here to Explore Designs. And we can go ahead, wait for that to load. Let's just give it a second, and let's check the best selling, okay? So let's give that a second for the best selling, and just bear with me, guys, here. We have the best selling one is right here, so English teacher all day, every day. That's a good one. The world belongs to those who read. And then this one. So these 3 are the ones that sold. So I'm guessing one of these probably sold twice if she has 4 total sales. Never forget the difference you've made. Okay, so I got a lot to say about this one. So let's go ahead and talk about the positives first. Okay, so first thing that I want to congratulate you on is doing relatively good with your banner. It's a good banner. It fits the niche. And something also that I really, really want to commend you on, that you did a really good job on, is sticking to a niche, at least on some level. There's a lot of times where I look at people's stores and they just simply can't do it. They can't stick to a specific niche. And I'm telling you guys this right here, right now. You're really, really hurting yourself if you don't stick to a niche. A lot of people think that there's no problems with creating a lot of general designs, and that's fine. You could if you want to, but you're really leaving a lot of money on the table, and that's just 100% the truth. It really takes, at least for me, I noticed how much money I was leaving on the table once I actually started to really get into it. When I had over 15,000 designs, I started to look at certain stores that were niche specific, and then I had designs that were not niche specific, or stores that were not niche specific, and I was like, wow, I made, like, there are so many times, guys, because of my niche, and you guys know how I dominate certain niches on Redbubble, where I just create for one specific niche, and even in the same keywords, I'll get 4, 5, 6 sales, different designs, in one order per person. So that kind of stuff does happen. But I really, really want to commend you. Like I said, you did a great job doing that with this store here. Now, I'm not sure if this is your only store or what the deal is. Most people that watch me on YouTube maybe have a store or two, like more than one store. Not often do they do. So if this is your first store, first of all, congratulations. The second thing that I'm really happy to see is that you're a good effort. 1,123 designs is nothing to joke around about. I talk a lot about doing 60 designs a day, every day, and I'm very serious when I talk about that, but it's very rare where somebody will actually push themselves to create more and more and more on Redbubble. It's no easy task. But I want to also say that creating a lot of content on Redbubble is not the only answer. As long as you create content, that doesn't necessarily mean that that's going to be your rite of passage or the way that you're going to make money, okay? I think a lot of the times people go the wrong route and just do more of that. And that doesn't necessarily help you out no matter what your numbers are. And I use this example a lot. But if I have the ugliest design on Redbubble and I make millions of versions of that design, and I put it on Redbubble, or I have terrible tagging on Redbubble, something that's extremely bad, and even if I do it millions and millions of times, I'm still hurting myself. I'm not helping myself because I'm wasting time. I could have used that time better in other areas. Now, there is a little bit of a bad news here, because the fact that you do have 1,123 designs and you only had like 4 sales in total is a problem. And it has to reflect, and you have to realize that you're doing something wrong, or even multiple things wrong. Now, guys, with all these type of reviews that I'm going to do, I'm not here to pat somebody on the back. I'm not here to give somebody a high five and say, great job, and watch them roll off into the sunset. My real goal here is to help people improve. So whether you're watching this for yourself and this is not your store, you could still take things away from this, or whether you're watching this and this is your store, we'll take things away. So let's just go ahead and see how far we're in here. So we're 6 minutes in. And like I said, if you're watching these videos, my goal is not to speed up in these videos. It's to give all the information. Without further ado, whenever I reference something, I'm going to pull up the website just so that I could say that. So let's talk about some more positives. More positives for me is that what I see here, and this is good for like a big chunk here, is at least definitely above the fold, that you have a lot of content where it's the same design. So when I say the same design, it's the same thumbnail, is really what I'm trying to say. It's the same thumbnail. What I would do if I were you, I would stick to all the same thumbnail on all products. What you need to do, and I spoke about this heavily in the design course, the Redbubble design course. I'm not sure if you took it, but we have a certain template that we use, okay? We have a certain structure to our designs. And all our designs, the structure, when I say the structure, guys, I'm not talking about the same design. I'm talking about the amount of space it takes up on a canvas. That structure needs to be the same all the time. It does not change. The reason why I say that is because once you nail down a good structure, which take the POD design course, if you didn't yet, go ahead and enroll. It's $39.99. When you look at that course, we create all our designs in that same structure because it's made to fit all products on the whole entire Redbubble catalog. Okay? Now, there's an exception to that because the dog or animal plates or whatever, the food bowls or whatever for the animals is an exception to that. But what I'm saying is for like 99.999%, it will fit all of the products. Now, honestly, I personally think, and might as well speak about this, Redbubble is making a big mistake adding those products, the pet bowls or whatever. I just think it's not intelligent to add that. I think there's so many more ways to make better money than doing that. But hey, I'm not the one who owns the company. So let's go ahead and keep going here. So what I would do if I were you, Lisa, is the first thing I would do is I would make sure all of my products, for the future designs that I'm creating, because I want to save time, that they're all fitting a certain canvas size, okay? They're all encompassed in that same canvas size. And like I said, if you have no idea what I'm talking about, take the POD design course. If you're already a student, go back and watch certain videos, okay? Now, it looks clean when you have all these thumbnails to be the same product. It's good. When you start getting into different things, now you're playing with fire, okay? The reason why I say that is because it helps by a small percentage, even if it's small. Because right now, and I'll kind of lay out my ideas here. You have 1,123 designs. You should be getting, right? You should be getting at least, at the very minimum, if your store is 6 to 8 months old, about 500 views per day on your store. I'm not talking impressions, I'm talking views. However, I know that's definitely not the case. I don't even have to look at your analytics. I know that's not the case whatsoever. Maybe you get that every 5, 6 months, 8 months, probably even more. Maybe every year you get that. Maybe even less. Maybe it takes even more to get that. But with what I'm saying here is the percentage of people over time, when you actually start to improve your traffic and you're getting, let's say, 2, 3, 4, 500 views a day. Now, that's not the best thing ever, but once you get to that point, then it will make the difference in terms of conversions and average order values. Now, what am I talking about when I refer to average order values? When there's people who buy your products, they click on a certain design that they like, and they view the rest of your shop, they need to see things that are similar, that are, in correlation or coherent, so that they can form associations with the design that you created with others and then add them to the cart and buy as well, increasing the average order value. Meaning, if I'm a customer and I see this design, which is your best-selling design, and I see this design and say, ooh, I like this product, let me add it to the cart, and let me actually go to the store and see more. What I want to see is I want to see all the products in the same thumbnail, and I also want to see products that are similar. So if this says the best English teacher all day, every day, whatever, I want to see other English teacher videos. This is good to present certain things. So that will increase the average order value. Imagine if I'm an English teacher, I clicked on this product, and I want to see more English teacher shirts. Okay? Now, let's get into some of the tips/criticism. So the first thing you're going to want to do is you have to take note of how successful you become. So in terms of success, you have 4 sales. Your best-selling product, or one of your best-selling products, is this English teacher shirt. You need to create another 1,000 designs related to being an English teacher. That's exactly what you need to do, because now you have proof that something works. This is something that I say over and over and over to people. A lot of people want to, spread their wings, as they say. They want to look for different things. If you really want to make money, it's not about talent. It's not about passion. It's about doing what works. You know that the English teacher worked for you, the shirt. Create more. And I'm not simply saying, and I want to be clear about this, I'm not saying switch the colors. Now, you could switch the colors and they might create an effect. But I'm saying switch everything. Switch the design, switch the whole concept, except stick to the English teacher niche. Okay? Now, a little criticism that I'm going to say as well is you don't have to add every single time in every single one of your titles the best teacher. You do not have to do that. That's going to hurt you from an SEO standpoint with Google. Remember, and we've spoken about that. I don't know if you've seen, like I said, I don't know if you've seen the Redbubble tagging course. Let's go here to the tag course. The tag course includes SEO, tagging, right? And how they work in conjunction together, right? For your Redbubble store. You need to have an exact match. And I talk about this more in the course, so I'm not going to give all the information here. But I want to be clear. You need to give an exact, and I repeat, an exact match for the Google search term if you want to rank on Google. Somebody who's searching the world belongs to those who read, don't type in the words, the best teacher, pink design, fitted. They don't type this section right here, the best teacher, okay? They don't type this after, you get what I'm trying to say? After they type in this. If somebody's looking for this shirt, they'll simply just type in the world belongs to those who read shirt. That's it. They're not going to type in the best teacher after. So if you want to scoop in on some of that Google traffic, you're going to have to play around with some things. Now, here's the problem with this. Unfortunately, you're not going to be able to do that. You're not going to be able to take advantage of Google. The reason why I say that is your URL is already handled within Google. Now, what do I mean by that? If you look at the URL here on your store, it says the world belongs to those who read, the best teacher, pink design by best teacher. You don't want this. Now, this is going to cause issues with Google, okay? Now, you might rank, but you're not going to rank at the top. And I'm willing to bet, and I haven't tested this, but the world belongs to those who read. If we copy this and head over to Google, and we just type in shirt here, okay? I don't see your shirt here. I don't see your shirt anywhere. Your shirt could have been at the top, like I said, but I don't see it anywhere. The reason why I don't see it is because you're essentially, all right, let me explain it this way. Google, as an algorithm, has certain things that they look for. And these keywords that you add are relevancy. They kind of add to relevancy, or how they control how relevant yours is to a certain topic. If you add more keywords, that will change how relevant your design is to a certain keyword. Therefore, if you just had the world belongs to those who read, you are more relevant to the topic at hand than if you added that extra text at the end, the best teacher or whatever it is, right? Now you appear for something completely different. You don't appear for the world belongs to those who read. You appear for the world belongs to those who read, the best teacher. But the reality is nobody searches for that. Everybody searches for the world belongs to those who read. So you're going to want to change that up. Now, honestly, in my personal opinion, it's going to cost you more with time, money, effort, whatever, to go back and change everything. And honestly, it's going to break down your morale because you're going to have to do this over 1,000-something times. And you're going to have to wait till Google re-understands the crawling and the indexation. And then you're going to have to wait another 4, 5, 6 months for things to change. You might as well just start off a brand new store when you do this. But like I said, that's not something you want to do. You don't want to add your store name after every single time you create a design in the title. That's not going to be ideal. So that's the first thing, okay? Now, when it comes down to your designs, you're going to have to improve your design quality. The reason why I say this is because if you look at your work here, things like this, you want it to be a little bit, you want it to pop a little more, and this is good. This design is good. I would say I give it like a 6 out of 10, which is a little bit above average, right? If 5 out of 10 is average, I would give it a 6 out of 10. I would make sure all of my text is clear, bold, thick, it's visible. A lot of times you look at some of the designs and you compare them to the weaker designs and the more successful designs. You can actually see this really, really well with Merch by Amazon. You use the Merch Informer tool. You can show how certain designs sell better than others. Majority of the designs that sell don't have any small font text. Majority. Like if you look at all of them. Like I'll give you an example. Like this design here, to me, is a weak design because I can't really see the text very well. It could have been where somebody didn't even buy it on a t-shirt and they bought it on a sticker or whatever because it was easier to see, or something that is larger, which is another tip I want to give, is that when you have your product thumbnail, it has to present your product in a way that represents it from a visual aspect to be appealing. Certain shirts here, I can't see what it says on certain shirts, and I'm using a big monitor screen in front of me. Here, this example of this shirt, this is a good example because it's visible. I can see everything on it, right? I don't even have to click on the product to know what's going on. It says mistakes allow thinking to happen, and it says math. It's a math-related shirt. Now, this is a good shirt, like I said, and a good design. Now, here's another aspect that causes issues. If you look at your design, okay, the text of the, and this is another issue, but the text of the design, right, is in white. When you have a product that's text in white, you are eliminating about maybe 15% of your potential sales. The reason why I say that is because the two top colors of t-shirt designs that actually sell are black and white. Those are the two main colors. So by you having white text, you're hurting yourself in the long run, okay? Let's see how long we've been so far. 18 minutes in, okay? So we got through a lot of stuff here. Now, once again, don't take anything as an insult, and everybody watching this can benefit as well. You don't want to have text that's hard to read. Like I'm sitting here right now, guys. I can't read what this says. Therefore, I'm not going to buy it, right? I can't read what any of this text says here. I'm not going to buy it. I can't read what this says. I'm not going to buy it. Now, it could be that the text is thick and bold and visual enough, but the presentation of the image is not good enough because of the thumbnail selected, right? Maybe had this been on a sticker, I would be able to see what it is. But since it's on this t-shirt, I can't tell. I can't see. But I will say this. It is a very skillful move by this young lady, Lisa, who created these designs, that she chose the female version of the teacher because guess what? Statistically speaking, most teachers are female, right? If we look at all the teacher population, a lot of the teachers from K through, 12th grade are female. They're teachers. They're female. So they could see that this applies. But here's the thing I want you to keep in mind as well. If a consumer on Redbubble is searching for a general product and specifies what product they're looking for, such as a shirt or a sticker or whatever, that's the design your product is going to appear in if selected to appear. So really what I'm trying to say is you have to make sure your design is optimized for all circumstances, not just one circumstance. It's not enough to just have your design look good on sticker and that's it. Like, look at this design that says well behaved. It's a good design. I can see it. I could visually see what's going on here, and it looks good, right? But I won't be able to see it, I won't be able to see something like this. This could be a great design, but I won't know. Now, thank you for planting the seed of knowledge. So here's the thing. You want with all your designs, and you're doing this pretty well, you want them to, like I said, fit on the product. So something that caught my attention here for this design, which is this cross here that says officially retired. This is what I mean when I say design quality. This is not the highest quality design, right? Like the Y looks like it's being cut off a little bit. The text is probably not the most favorable font. And what I'm speaking to is I'm speaking based on probability here. I've looked at designs where what fonts sell the best, and it's usually thicker, more bold, not something like this, right? This is thick, but this is not like a totally clean style font. You want to look at some other fonts. Oswald is a good font. Like a bold Bebas New is a good font. Things like that. Now, the stickers, okay? So once again, you could have had a lot of success with the stickers. The problem is if you look here, the best teacher is always added to these, like this text. The best teacher only hurts. It does not help in your circumstance. You could have had a significant amount of traffic from Google. I'm saying at least an extra 200 visits a month. But because you're adding certain text, you're not getting any traffic from Google. And I'm actually willing to bet that majority of your traffic, even though you probably don't have that much traffic, a very, very small amount comes from Google. Whether it's 10%, 20%, 50% is irrelevant. But I'm saying you probably don't get any more than, and I'm willing to bet on this, about 100 visits a month from Google. Probably not that much. From a store with over 1,000 designs, you should be getting about at least 100 to 200, maybe even 300 to 400 visits a day from Google. That's what you should be getting. So I'm comparing here the amount of visits that you're actually getting from Google to how much you should be getting. And then there's a big diaspora. There's a big gap there. Okay, put it that way. Now, in terms of the designs, the design quality I said needs to go up. Everything needs to go up. Let's go ahead and take a look at the tags now. So I'm going to take a look, and mind you, I already gave the tip about this design. You need to create more of these. If this product sold, you want to create more versions of this design. Okay, it says English teacher all day, every day. You need to create 50, 100, 500 different versions of this design. Do not use the same graphics. Do not use the same font. Do not even use the same colors. You need to change everything, but do more of what works. That's like just a simple golden rule, okay? Now, since you're in a niche of the teaching niche, you should be really, really tuned into the keywords with Google. You need to get on, and like I said, we've spoken about this in the tagging course. So I'm not sure if you have a tagging course subscription, not a subscription. If you're a student of the tagging course, I'm really not sure. It's not expensive, $39.99. You'll be doing yourself a favor. When you get into that course, and I show you how to do this, but you need to get access to a keyword research tool. That keyword research tool is going to help you come up with ideas that people are actually searching for, that they're actually looking for. You're going to need to do that because with the way you're designing, not just you're designing with your keywords, but something is telling me that maybe some of this stuff is not being heavily searched for. Like, if I look for this, let's just use, for example, the officially retired design. I'm just going to pick this at random. I want to see how many designs have the word officially retired on it with a cross in the background, a red cross. So I'm just going to search for officially retired, right? That's all I'm going to search for. I'm going to hit enter. Now, I'm sure there's a lot of designs that have to do with officially retired, but I do not see any with a red cross, like zero. Now, the reason why I even go to this point and say this is a few reasons. The first thing is if your design is drastically different than everybody else's, you want to be aware of that because it probably means that 99% of the time your design doesn't add up to par with everybody else's. That's first of all. Second of all, I'll look at this example, officially retired. You look at this example, okay? There's 2,000 designs here, 2,099. You could easily make an extra 800 designs in this niche and cash in on some of the profits. Now, the reason why I even say this is let's look at some of the designs here, the order, and then let's go to best selling, okay? Let's go to best selling. Now, this is the most best-selling design. Let's go to something that isn't like selling as good. So let's go to something like this. Halfway in for a 2,000 niche is really not that much. In my opinion, I don't even think this sells significantly, but let's click on this. Retired 2022, not my problem anymore. Let's click on this person's store. Let's see if we can validate, see if this person is making any money. Let's go to this person's store, and instead of most relevant, let's go to best selling, okay? Let's see where it shows up. Now, you could see here, it doesn't even show up as much, but it shows up somewhere about here. Well, let's go ahead and change to the newest. Now, if the product is somewhere, let's see, if it, okay, so it's not even in the newest section, which means that this product gets a little bit of sales. Now, mind you, if you look back at where I selected that product in terms of the best, let's go ahead and go back here. I'll show you guys what I'm talking about. The best selling is somewhere, the one that I picked, where is it? We're on the most relevant best selling. I picked somewhere in the quarter way. Where is it here? I picked something right here. Now, if this product is getting sales, then this niche is a moneymaker. So what I'm trying to say is, if you create 1,000 designs, 800 designs, you could tap into an extra 20, 30, 40, 50 sales a month. And this is a small, easy to win niche. Now, this is probably not the best idea anymore because people are watching this video and there's going to be, God knows how many people who are going to sit there and create as many designs as they possibly can in this niche. But I'm giving you a live example on something that you could be doing better, okay? Now, I also actually want to go back here and just kind of point something out. Look at your design, right? And look at the font and compare it now to the similar designs in the niche. And you tell me logically what looks more favorable. Let's pick something like this. Let's pick something like this. And let's pick something like, let's see here, officially retired. Let's look at something like this, okay? Let's open these designs. So we have this design. We have this design. We have this design, okay? And then we have, where's your design here? It has to be somewhere. I believe your design was right here, okay? So we have this design, this design, this design, and this design. From a design aspect, you have to ask yourself, what is the likelihood that my design is actually going to get sold? And I could tell you, by looking at these designs, I could say this design will never sell. The reason why I say that is because it's the quality level is what I'm talking about. So in the future, for everybody watching this, you have to be able, and I went over this in the design course. So the Redbubble design course. By the way, guys, all the course links I'll leave in the description box down below. A lot of people say, why do you give course, put out courses that cost money? Well, because the things that I teach help you to make money. So it wouldn't be logical to just put it out there for everybody to access. So the course that I specifically went over this point is that before you create a design, you come up with your template, you come up with your idea, your spectrum, the thing that you're going to create. You have to logically put your design up amongst your competitors and compare. If yours cannot logically stand with your competitors, you're just not going to make money. Period. Point blank, period. Let's not play around. Let's not joke around. Let's not, we got to be very serious and very intentional. If the design is not attractive, it will not make money. And this is a circumstance where I don't see it to be attractive. I'm sorry. And I don't mean that to be offensive. I don't mean that to be hurting. But if you look at what's going on, these designs are simple, but they're attractive. They work. And it could be, it could be the font. It could be a lot of things. It could be the graphics. It could be whatever. But it's better looking designs, just point blank, period. So you need to create, quality matters. I've said this before, but if you have the worst looking designs on the internet, Redbubble, you post all your designs, you have the best tags, everybody sees your designs, you're not going to make any money. At least you're not going to make any money to be proud of, because the amount of money that you're going to be making pennies on the dollar. You could be making so much more if you got better with designing, okay? Now, people say, well, how do I get better with designing? Designing is a skill that you can't teach, blah, blah, blah. That's not true, because I taught this very specifically in the POD design course. We taught it specifically, step by step. I have a 3-step system that takes the thinking out of the designing and makes it more logical, okay? You don't have to be a crazy artist. You don't even have to be the best. You just have to be good enough to be bought. A design like this is not going to reach that level to get the sales. Now, this design, on the other hand, is pretty decent. Like, I look at this and I say, this is not a bad design. Now, there are certain things that I would change with this design, but it's pretty good. It's not bad. So you want to boost up that level of designing, okay? The next thing is, don't design in a niche that is going to allow you to struggle. When you're day-to-day uploading and you're on a mission to upload a certain amount, which everybody should have goals, everybody should have mission-based values where they work on uploading every single day a certain amount that should be, nobody should just go on and say, let's see how much I upload today. No, it should be very serious, a certain amount that you upload a certain day. When you do that certain amount, you should not be uploading in certain areas that are going to allow you to struggle. The only time you go into uncharted waters that are going to challenge you a bit is when you're using it as a learning experience, not as production value. When you're doing production work, you work in niches that you can control, that you can make money off of, okay? Now, for the last thing we're going to look at is the tag. So I'm going to click on random ones here. I'm going to click on your best-selling design, okay? I'm going to click on just random designs. Let's click this one, which is a pretty decent looking design. Let's click on, let's push all this to the right side here. Let's look at this design, which is a good design. Let's look at this one, and let's look at this, okay? Now let's take a look, all right? So here, it says, thank you for planting the seed of knowledge. So I could tell already, if you guys are familiar, this is the tree called Yggdrasil, which is Yggdrasil, which is a Norse type of tree that supposedly it holds up the sky or whatever, something like that, from the Viking culture. Supposedly this is also the tree that Odin hung from for 9 days and 9 nights, something like that. Now, regardless of what I'm trying to say is, you have to be aware of the graphics that you're adding. But regardless, let's see. Thank you for planting the seed of knowledge. Because somebody could easily say, this is my design, I created this, I want it to be taken down. But I believe this exact design is on Canva, so I don't think you'll have an issue with that. But let's go ahead and take a look at the tags. Okay, so we have the tags. Thank you for planting blue tree, best teacher. Okay, so here's the thing. Once again, you want to picture, when you're tagging, you have to understand that the tags that you're writing down has 2 main values. The first value, and like I said, we did discuss this in the course, the first value is it's what people are searching for. You have to understand that this works together with relevancy. Now, what is relevancy in terms of tags? I've spoken about this, I've alluded to this, I've even taught this in courses. But when you're tagging, and I highly, highly recommend you get onto the Bots and Apps Redbubble tagger tool. I'm not even going to link it because you could just get there yourself. I'm an affiliate of the company, but I'm not even going to mention that right now. I'm not going to leave my affiliate link. If you want it, go get it. If you don't want it, don't go get it. It doesn't help me. But the Redbubble Rocket Tagger tool, it's $7.99. But what it will do is it will search for certain keywords, okay? Or excuse me, it will search all the different designs in that specific niche, and it will find you the best keywords. In your case, this is not a keyword you want to add. Thank you for planting blue tree, best teacher design. You don't want that, okay? You don't want that, you don't want that, you don't want that, all right? The best teacher, this is also something you don't want. It has to be there. You put a space between these two. Believe it or not, it does make a difference. People say it doesn't make a difference when it's being searched for, but it does, because relevancy comes into play. About 20 to 30% of your sales if you tag right, don't have to come from you being on the first page of Redbubble. They can come from similar designs in this area, or they can come from similar designs associated with the second page, the third page, etc. Now, why does that even matter? And if you look, these are all your designs that show up here. Necessarily, that shouldn't be the case. If you've tagged properly, a lot of people say put your brand name in the tags. Worst thing you could do, because you're telling Redbubble, I want to associate my design with all my other designs. That's not a good idea. You need to associate your design with other people's designs so that your design gets seen through relevancy, through similar designs section, okay? Now, with that being said, all right, when you add the keyword like blue, you got to understand that Redbubble, like your lead text here, your lead should be thank you for planting, thank you for planting the seed of knowledge. That's what it should be. That's what it should be. That should be your lead text. First of all, that's not in the title, so the title is messed up. The tags, when you add that, do not add any other keyword in it. Don't add the word blue. Don't add teacher design. Don't add best teacher. Don't add any of that, because what you're doing is you're confusing Redbubble. You're telling Redbubble, I want to rank for these keywords, but you're associating nonsensical keywords in Redbubble's eyes, like the keyword blue, best teacher, etc. The reason why it's nonsensical is because there's no true similarity in that aspect, right? Nobody's going to search for thank you for planting, and we'll just go back here. Nobody's going to search for thank you for planting blue tree best teacher design. Nobody's going to be searching for that. Now, some people think, well, that's a long tail keyword. Why isn't that good? It's a long tail keyword, but it doesn't relate to the topic at hand. I can add the word blue in my designs and best teacher design, and you don't need to add the word design here as well, right? There's no, you don't need to do that because you're only hurting yourself at this point. If there's a certain circumstance, there might be certain circumstances where you could add the word design if that's an SEO based search and you have the leg to stand on when you say okay for SEO, but this is a problem. So this should go out the window. Now, when we look at this, thank you for planting the seed of knowledge, you want to think, okay, what other keywords are in that niche, right? So, thank you for planting. First of all, thank you for planting. Let's just search thank you for planting on Redbubble. Let's just go ahead and do that real quick. Redbubble. Let's go to Redbubble and search thank you for planting, because this is what you're coming up for right now. So, thank you for planting. All right? All right. So, thank you for planting. So, your design is somewhere here. All right? So, these are your designs. Now, the first thing you should do, if I type in thank you for planting the seeds of knowledge, and you know what I'm going to do real quick is I'm also going to pause the screen and I'm going to search how many times this is searched for. So, real quick. So, for those who don't know, this is my software tool, was created for me for SEO research. So, I'm going to do research here. And let's actually go to a keyword searcher, so keyword research. And I'm going to type in the same thing that you have here. So thank you for planting the seeds of knowledge. Okay? And let me make sure it's spelled right and hit test. Because I want to find what are the value of this keyword. And we have here on Google nothing to show. There's 0 results. Nobody's searching for this design. So that's a hit right there that you're taking. Nobody is searching for what the design that you've created. That's the first of all. The second thing that's hurting you even more is you're adding keywords that draw back from the actual meaning of the design. Your best case scenario for a design like this is because sometimes less is more, just have thank you for thank you for planting the seed of knowledge as one word. And not as one word, as one tag. Now, when you look at these other tags, like the best chemistry teacher, the best biology teacher, there is an element in time where somebody will search the best chemistry teacher and buy this. But you have to understand the psychology of somebody who's actually going to do that. If somebody's as a chemistry teacher, or somebody's a student for the best or for a chemistry teacher, and they're going to go and buy a t-shirt for their chemistry teacher, and they search the best chemistry teacher or chemistry teacher gifts or chemistry teacher whatever, when they see your design, they're just going to look past it because this design doesn't talk to me without reading what it says. I don't know what it's actually about unless I see what it's about. You get what I'm trying to say? Unless I read it. In the design course, if you guys remember, in my autopilot, I'll just whip it out right here, autopilotpassiveincome.com, POD design course, when I sat there and I made 60-something designs, I think it was 64 designs in 30 minutes, 31 minutes, 32 minutes, whatever, same difference. When I did that, every single design that I created, you do not have to read the text to figure out what was it about. You could figure out the niche, you could figure out whatever it was what it's about. When I ask you, what does this design look like when I see this, right, without reading, but just looking at this design, if we look at this design without reading anything, can we tell that this has anything to do with teaching? And the answer is no. Therefore, what I'm trying to say is you want your design to speak to people without have to looking at it for more than a second, okay? That's one of the things that is really, really important. And that's actually like a golden rule. Don't let somebody have to look at your design for over a second to figure what it's about, okay? Like, if I'm searching for, chemistry teacher best shirt, like I said, if I look at this, because of the way it's placed on the t-shirt, and I can't read the text, all I'm going to see is a Norse tree, and I have no idea what that means. I'm just going to keep moving on. Now, the reason why I even mention this is because if you think about what Redbubble is today, in today's world, guys, Redbubble has a lot of spammy garbage on it. Like if I search for, let's go ahead on Redbubble and search for Happy Hippo, right? If I search for the keyword Happy Hippo, I'm looking here and there's a lot of things that I'm not even going to pay attention. I'm just going to look over it because it doesn't relate. Like this design right here has literally absolutely nothing to do with what I search for. This design has nothing to, I didn't even see this design, honestly. This design neither, I didn't even pay attention. I'm looking for a specific thing. And my mind, almost unconsciously, almost voluntarily, or involuntarily, excuse me, just negating certain designs. I'm not even seeing them because of how much I'm used to filtering through Redbubble's garbage. In the same way, not to call your design garbage, but in the same way, when somebody's looking for a certain design, they're just looking over your design, even if you pop up as an impression. So what I'm trying to say here is without somebody looking for more than a second on your design, they need to know what your design is about, okay? So that's like a rule that has to apply, and we got to actually stick to that rule a little bit more, guys, if we want better success. And like I said, I've shown how I did this exactly in the POD design course. So if you want to get it, because the amount of time, like I can do this. Look at it this way, guys. And for everybody who's really not sure about moving forward with Redbubble, think about it this way. This person here has 1,123 designs. I want you to just tell me how much time it took for this person to create that many designs in total. Do you think that a design like this maybe took a minute, 2 minutes, 5 minutes, 10 minutes? Let's just say a design took 6 minutes to make, right? So let's just say 6 minutes to make, okay? 6 minutes times 1,123 designs. That's 6,738 minutes. If we divide this by 60 to figure out the amount of hours, that's 112 hours. Now, they've made 4 sales. So those 4 sales could have been $10 worth. Those 4 sales could have been $2 worth. Those 4 sales could have been $10, $15, $6, whatever. Whatever the number is, let me ask you this. The 112 hours of work, is it equally paid for the amount of money this person made? The answer is no. Everybody's going to sit here and say no. So instead of you sitting there and wasting your time creating more and more and more and more designs that are literally just a waste of time, what you need to do is you need to hop on the courses, the POD design course, the Redbubble tag course, and you need to really study them, watching them 4, 5, 6, 10 times over, and you need to apply it to your life, to your business. Because the sad thing is, I hear a lot of people say, why would I buy a course or why would I do this? It's because you're going to need guidance. I'm sorry to say, but you need guidance, okay? And honestly, the reason why I'm making videos like this now is because there's going to be a certain people who just will never buy a course, and that's fine, but they're going to need guidance too. And they're doing things like this and even worse than this. And this is really not that bad. Like, I would say this person is about 30% of the way there, right? I like to see certain amounts of discipline, which is really good. I like to see a certain quality of skill, which is decent. And honestly, this person, if a person like this, if you have, and for anybody watching this, if you have enough skill to create something like this, then you have enough skill to succeed, but you have to apply your skill in the right area, in the right direction. Because if you don't, you're going to end up being caught doing something like this, guys, where you're working over 100 hours and you're going to get paid nothing. Okay? That's exactly what's going to happen. Now, let me re-say that to you because you might not have heard it the first time. You are going to work over 100 hours and you are going to get paid peanuts. You're going to get paid pennies. A lot of people who complain about how much Redbubble pays and all this nonsense is because they're not doing a good job. In this world, with Redbubble, you get what you deserve. If you make $10, you deserve $10. You don't deserve any more. You don't deserve any less. That's exactly what you get here. So when it comes to this design, this actual design here, or excuse me, this store, the sales should indicate something is wrong. Okay, so I just want to be clear on that. Now, let's go back to the other designs that we randomly selected. Okay, so there was a few here. This design is a good design. I like this design. But here's the thing, once again. When I look at the design, I'm getting a little bit confused. If it's a music teacher design, there shouldn't be a rainbow there. I should see music-related stuff, okay? If I search music teacher, you know what? Let's just do this on Redbubble again. Once again, this is an exercise we all need to do. We search music teacher. If we search music teacher here, guys, okay, do you see any rainbows? Now, I see rainbow as a color scheme, but I don't see an actual rainbow in its essence. You don't need to have a rainbow. Do something with, like this, these musical notes, the rainbow colors. You type in, I'm a music teacher, like an all bold, something like this that's easily visible. But when I'm searching for I'll just type this in, music teacher, best teacher, right? So hopefully your design comes up. I don't even think it's going to come up. Hopefully it comes up. If I search for your design, let's see. Hopefully it's here. Let me type in teacher, maybe best teacher. Best teacher. See, look, like these are your designs, right? When I type in best teacher, music teacher, I would look this right over because I don't see this as a music teacher kind of thing. Also, another tip is switch up the font. Like, this is not an attractive font for people that really want to buy stuff. This font is too serious, right? It's too serious. If you're a music teacher, you're probably a playful personality, you're a happy person. That font is way too serious, okay? Like something like a font like this is a good font, and it's large. The image is large, it's very visible, but obviously this is not your design, but you get what I'm trying to say. It's very visible, very aware, very appealing. If I'm a music teacher, I probably play piano or guitar or something related. Maybe you want to have images of that instead of having images of a rainbow, okay? So guys, what we went over today, and I'm going to pull out the courses again because they're valuable tools, is we went over the design aspect, we went over the tagging aspect, we went over the SEO aspect. All of these things were lacking, and the truth is the truth. 4 sales, 1,123 designs, and struggling. The reason why you're struggling is because you're not hitting the mark on certain aspects. A lot of people, like I said, who complain about Redbubble, how there's no money in Redbubble, it's not that there's no money. The company has literally over 30 million visits a month in traffic. The company has made, I think over $50 million in just the last year. It's not a shortage of money. It's a shortage of skill. And when you get better at certain skills, you can perform better. A lot of people say, you have no shame promoting your course. Absolutely not. Our course is literally changing people's lives, helping them earn money. Now, if you feel angry about that, well, that's not my problem, because what we're doing is we're improving people's businesses. And the information that you're getting here today, where I told you to fix X, Y, Z, nobody can sit here and disagree with. The reason why I say that is because nobody can disagree with what I'm saying, is because it's the truth, right? If I was wrong, then the store would have more sales, but it doesn't, okay? Now, with that being said, just to top it all off and close this out, is things have to change. If you want to perform better, you can't keep doing the same thing. So hopefully everybody who's watching this can take these tips and utilize them in your own business, all right? I'll talk to you guys later. Thank you guys for watching. I'll leave all the links in the description to the courses if you feel like you need them. Like I said, based on today's video, you should know if your design quality is lacking, if your tag quality is lacking. Maybe you don't need them, right? Everybody's different, but that's where you should move forward and perform better. All right, so we're going to be creating more of these videos on the other channel, and let's go ahead and continue to move forward and get better. All right, I'll talk to you guys later. Thank you guys for watching. Peace out. Bye.